Good evening. Once again, I'm Stephanie Ruhle, live at MSNBC headquarters here in New York City. Donald Trump also in New York City today, back in the courtroom for his third day of his civil fraud trial. He left court midway through the proceedings and was visibly angry on his way out. Now, we're going to play some of what he said, even if it is filled with slander or lies or absurdity. We're going to play it because this man is the front runner for the Republican presidential nomination, and what he says matters. Watch this.
But I'm here, stuck here, and I can't campaign. I'd rather be right now in Iowa. I'd rather be in New Hampshire, South Carolina, or Ohio, or a lot of other places, but I'm stuck here because I have a corrupt attorney general that communicates with the DOJ in Washington to keep me nice and busy, because I'm leading Biden in the polls by a lot. That's all this is election interference. They made up a fake case. They're fraudulent people. And the judge already knows what he's going to do.
Nope, none of that is true. As far as Donald Trump being stuck here, not true. He chose to attend court today and yesterday and the day before. In fact, a reporter asked him right after that why he made the choice to be there, and he said because he wants to point out how corrupt the case is. Well, let's give you more facts. To be abundantly clear, there is zero evidence of corruption or any kind of election interference. In fact, that is what Trump is accused of doing in two different cases. Here's New York Attorney General Tish James, soon after Donald Trump left the courthouse.
Mr. Trump's comments were offensive, they were baseless, they were void of any facts and or any evidence. What they were comments that unfortunately fomented violence, and comments that I would describe as race baiting, and comments, unfortunately, that appeals to the bottom of our humanity. This case was brought simply because it was a case where individuals have engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And I will not sit idly by and allow anyone to subvert the law. And lastly, I will not be bullied. And so Mr. Trump is no longer here. The Donald Trump show is over. This was nothing more than a political stunt, a fundraising stop.
As far as what happened inside the courtroom today, we heard testimony from two accountants who at one point worked on Trump finances. One of them singled out Trump's son, Eric, who was in the courtroom today. Accountant Cameron Harris said Eric was part of the executive leadership team who, quote, set the tone at the top. Meanwhile, Eric sat in the courtroom shaking his head no, no, no during that very testimony.